ICORD tab cast on. Let's go over the tools. Now for this, you'll need a pair or two double pointed needles, one size larger than what your pattern calls for. So in my case, my pattern calls for a US size 4, so I am going to use a US size 5. Now, I use this instead of my interchangeables, whatnot, because I can always transfer my cast on to the interchangeable needle. I find this is much easier when you're doing that ICORD part to start with. So again, you're gonna need 2 DPNs, one size larger than what your pattern calls for. The next thing you're going to need is some locking stitch markers. So by locking, think of safety pin. You can lock it and remove it when you need to. You're going to need 6 of those. Now, stitch markers come in a variety of different shapes, sizes. Here's one with a clip. So you could use the clip if you'd like to. These are from Yank Your Yarn stitch markers. Love the pink. Since I have 6 of these ready to go, I'm just going to use these today. So I'm going to grab my needle, grab my yarn, make a quick little slippy knot here, and cast on a total of 3 stitches. Now that I have my 3 stitches here, I am going to put a stitch marker through each one of these stitches. So that way, when I go to pick up along this bottom cast on edge, this is a helper to find where those stitches are. So there's my second marker. And now I'm going to add the third. There. All right. So you can see it's in each one of those stitches. Now I'm just going to turn my work, pick up my other needle, and knit these 3 stitches. So 1, knit, 2, and 3. Now in my last stitch, I'm going to grab another stitch marker, slide in there, lock it, and let it sit. Now I'm going to slide my stitches. This is where the ICORD starts. Down to the opposite side. Knit this next row. So 1, knit 2, knit 3. Again, stitch marker, find that last stitch, slip it in, and lock it. Slide my yarn back down. Knit down that row one more time. There goes stitch 1, stitch 2, and stitch 3. And the last stitch marker. Just in your last stitch. That lock it. All right, now we slide it down. For this row, we're going to knit across the 3, turn our work, and pick up these 3 stitches along the side. So here goes 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to hold these with my thumb so you can just see how much easier it is now to find some of these. Here's stitch 1, right here, stitch 2, right here, stitch 3, right there. So you see how that stitch marker makes it a little bit easier. Yes, it's holding the first arm of the stitch. So go through both arms. The stitch. Knit it. And then remove the marker. Or if it's easier for you, remove it before you knit into it. So now looking down through these again, here is my second stitch. See how easy now that is to see? So put my needle in, I knit stitch number 2, take the stitch marker off, and then I come to stitch number 3. Oops. And again, you can see how much easier it makes to see this stitch. So I put my needle here. To dice it. And knit it. There. I remove stitch marker number 3. So I've picked up 3 stitches along the side of that I-cord. Pretty easy with the stitch markers, right? Let's guess. Then now we turn the work to the wrong side. So I was on the right side. I was showing you we knitted down the 3. Turn the work to the wrong side. Now we're going to pick up these 3 stitches. See how much easier it is to find? No digging, no hunting, no pecking. All right. So we're going to pick up and knit these 3 guys. Then I'm going to knit the 3 we knitted before, and then slip 3 with the yarn in front. So let me come back down to the corner here, and I can pull up a little bit, find that stitch here, and you can leave it in if you like. It's really up to you. I'm going to put it over here so I can knit it. Knit the 1. Take out my stitch marker. Here comes number 2. So I can pick that one up if I want. put it on my needle here. I remove the stitch marker because it's already back on my needle. Knit number 2, and that leaves number 3, which is right here. So I can again find that, pick it up, put it on my needle, remove my stitch marker, and knit it like a rock star. Knit the 3, already on my needle. And slip the last 3 with my yarn in front. And that is your ICORD tab cast on. Painless, right? And you picked up everything you needed to. That's what it looks like on the wrong side.